Hello, beautiful Gemini. I hope you are doing fantastic. This is your mid-July reading. I am Elena Valdez. I have already pre-shuffled your cards here. And so what I'm going to do now is find your reversals. And then we'll get going on your reading. All right, so let's see if you have any reversals. So I'm going to pull 5 cards for reversals. Let's see. I hope you're all doing very, very well. This year is going by so fast, isn't it? And I apologize for the noise outside. Neighbors are getting a little noisy today. Okay, so that's 1 card. All right, let's see. I feel like there's another one here for you right there. All right, 2. Yeah, this month is like flying. And 3. 4. And if you hear that noisy vent in the background, that is just my fan in the kitchen that gets very loud when it's windy. It's very windy here. Okay, so there you go. So that's 5 already. Okay. So now we flip them. Yeah, I made sure all the cards were upright before this part. And I've already pre-shuffled, as I mentioned before. We're just going to do this a couple more times. All right, Gemini. All right. Okay, these are ready to go. And now we can start with your self-care card for the month for our beautiful Gemini. This is for the remainder of July 2024. What is the self-care card for Gemini? Dream. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? Pretty stunning, huh? All right, I'll read the keywords for you. And it's from the Awakened Soul. And it's dream. Let's see. Let's see what our beautiful Gemini got. Creation, dreaming, illumination, inspiration, dream interpretation. You know, Gemini, I feel like the Gemini collective has been a bit more dreamy, almost like more Neptunian than usual. And you know, like that Piscean energy that's very inspiring and dreamy. Clearly, this came out for you as well. But I think part of the reason that that's happening is because currently Jupiter is in your sign of Gemini. And Jupiter really has us questioning the bigger picture. Like, okay, now that we've accomplished XYZ, now what? What's the bigger reason? That's what Jupiter does. Jupiter makes us start questioning what the next steps are, what the bigger picture is. Are we mastering our craft? Do we need to go teach our craft? You know, it's a big planet of dreaming up, but not dreaming up in the way that Neptune has us dreaming up. And Jupiter is more high wisdom, more higher power, higher learning, right? So for some of you, you're in the stage of you're really wanting to dream bigger and feel more, but in a different way than you've been doing. And Jupiter's got you kind of in that space right now. So it's not a coincidence that you got dream here popping up as your self-care. So what that's telling me is that many of you just need to give yourself permission to be feeling different right now, because the energy that you have going on right now is not your typical Gemini energy, okay? You're usually more heady, right? And I know that's a generality. It all depends on what's in your chart, of course. But in general, Geminis are overthinkers at times, you know, over communicators at times. You are the sign that rules communication and thinking and strategy of the mind, right? But with Jupiter there, it's taking that thinking of the mind and that communication and expanding it into a different realm of higher purpose. And that's really what this is about. This is about higher purpose for you. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that you want more. Like the status quo life is not enough anymore. You're wanting more. And so sometimes when we are exploring more, it can bring us down a little bit. And so I feel that while you are dreaming up and while you're summoning the bigger wisdom and the bigger purpose, I feel like you're almost in a space of almost thinking you may be in a depression, but you're not actually in a depression. You're just in a subtle, pensive mode that can sometimes be confused as depression. So I just want you to take that with you, because you may be thinking you're depressed when it's quite the contrary. You're actually allowing yourself to dream and be in a space that's just different from where you've been, okay? And now here I'm going to open up with what energy you may be experiencing here, or what energy is here in your environment for the remainder of July. And one of your reversals came up here, and that is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So that was necessary for it to come out here, and this is in your environment. So currently there's some anxiety happening here, and this is in the mind. And I feel strongly, Gemini, that the anxiety that you are struggling with right now is that you are functioning a bit differently than you have before. And I am telling you, it's about this Jupiter transiting Gemini. Now, how it's affecting you will depend on what house Gemini falls for you. Okay, there are 12 houses in the astrological wheel, and each house corresponds to a different theme in our life. So depending on where that Gemini falls for you will give us information on what that Jupiter is doing for you. But here in the environment, Gemini, you're struggling. There's some sleepless nights, and some of those sleepless nights could have potentially come from a situation where maybe someone else was a bit abrupt with you, a bit harsh with you with their words. Or maybe you are having sleepless nights and environment because you were this way with someone and it was maybe uncharacteristic of you and you're not sure how to deal with that, right? And with the Six of Cups in reverse here, you're in terrain that's not feeling familiar. The Six of Cups upright is about feeling safe, feeling loved with things that are familiar, receiving gifts from others, receiving and giving love, and this is in reverse. So either you had an ending here in the recent past that, you have anxiety. There were like some words said. It doesn't have to be an ending in a romantic relationship. For some it may, but for others this can be at the workplace, it can be a neighbor, it can be family. But it was from a situation, whatever this is happening, it's from a situation that at one point made you feel safe and was familiar, and it brought love and some kind of stability to your life. And now you're having to maybe have some space from that. So some of you may be in separation from either a family member, a loved one, a partner, maybe a child of yours. There's definitely a severing here with the Knight of Swords. And the severing, again, is with someone that you loved or shared some kind of familiar experience with that at one point felt good to you. And now this is happening. And this is probably why you're in this space of dreaming up. It's almost like you're dreaming up, how could things have been differently? How could I have done things differently? Or what's the purpose of this now? What now? Where do we go from this now, right? So let's see, beautiful Gemini, what actions you need to take here at the remainder of July. And if you can hear all those voices in the background, I apologize. Neighbors are very talkative here this morning. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I love it. Okay, so the actions that you need to take, beautiful Gemini, the actions that you need to take are these. First and foremost, you are being encouraged to have the faith, the courage, the boldness to move forward into the things that make you happy. For some of you, this is going to mean literally going back to the situation that flipped itself from the past, and make it better, make it more stable, make it more secure, and know and trust that you will be victorious in this. For others of you, this is about choosing a path of stability, love, home life, all of that, that others are not necessarily agreeing with you on. And maybe the others that are not agreeing with this connection or this thing that you are doing that you feel will make you feel better about you, your life, your stability, your choices, all of that. It's like someone from your past maybe disagreed with something or a direction that you're going, and that brought confusion, right? But you're being advised here, or you're being encouraged, I should say, to take the action of a bold person who already knows has won the battle of victory. Move into this Four of Wands energy, which is about committed success in something. This can be literally your home, the home that you choose to live in, right? So some of you may be moving to a different location, a different home. But what I'm really feeling here is that there is a person or a situation that was left behind, or maybe there's a silence period here right now that has been very confusing, but you're being encouraged to move into it. But move into it knowing that you will win, and not win in the sense that you will get things your way and only your way, but meaning winning in the sense where everybody gets to win, right? Okay, let's see what your advice is. To walk away. Yeah, you need to walk away from some energy here. Walk away and move into your new inspiration and walk. Okay, wow, you can't make this up, Gemini. Couple of things happening. Remember, this is your advice. Some of you quite literally, and this is probably why this is in reverse. Now, a couple of interpretations here that I'm picking up on. The first interpretation is that some of you are feeling stress and anxiety because you're quite literally leaving something that's familiar. And for most of you, for a lot of you, not all of you, but for a lot of you, that's an environment such as a neighborhood, a home, a state, a country that you're moving away from. Okay. And the reason that that's happening is because you know deep down inside there's an inspiration within you to move forward towards something that's going to bring you happiness. Okay. Now, some of you are having to choose between two locations here, two people or two locations, and it's confusing. Okay. But the advice here is to walk away from things that don't serve you, obviously, but more than that, walk towards here with the Eight of Cups spilling into. You see how this individual is walking into the next card? This is the Ace of Wands, which is the things that inspire us. And again, Wands correlates with these two cards, which is the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands, right? So this is what you're being advised to move into, the new thing that is inspiring you. And for many of you, that's going to mean a new location, moving to a new place, or moving away from energies and situations that no longer vibe with you, because this is about advancing into the next level of your life. And for a lot of you, this is quite literally about moving physically towards something. And that towards something is here. It's what's going to make you happy. And you already know intuitively, and even with this dreamy space, what's the point, right? There's this feeling of what now? What's the point here? What do I do next with this life? And a lot of you are elevating from one environment into another. So I think it's a beautiful reading, Gemini. I wish you tremendous luck, and I'm sending you lots of love here the remainder of July. And if you are a new subscriber, please, or a new viewer, please subscribe. It would help my channel tremendously. If you are a returning viewer who has not yet subscribed, please do so. It would help my channel tremendously. Thank you so much, and I will go ahead and tag here the July regular monthly reading in case you haven't seen that yet. All right, beautiful Gemini, take care. Bye.